But whereas we see with the Japanese players, like I'm talking like the studs. They come here, Yamamoto, immediately.
Straight. He's pitching your second day. Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
He's
So
instantly in the rotation.
in fact, that's like
Kōdai Senga, he's immediate. Yeah.
I think that's where we see. I think that's why we would see GMs think, well, I can't worry about a guy that we can develop for 3 years and hope he becomes a good player or even a guy on our roster in MLB. So do you guys think of it like, I think this is where we get the idea of like Japanese players when they come over. This is like the closest thing you get to look at. Whereas, we have the NFL, we have the NBA, and guys get drafted high, and immediately for the most part, you see it translate.
Yeah.
I feel like the Japanese players is kind of what we feel like is our like elite. Obviously, they're not college, but like that's like the elite college guys. And then when they go to the MLB, it like immediately translates.
It's our only chance to see somebody.
And I think that's a rarity. I think that's why you see teams being, well, shit, I'll just blow my whole, international money because I've seen Roki Sasaki pitch in the WBC and dominate some of our best MLB players. So I think,
I think his worst start was like 7 innings, 2 runs.
Yeah, you look at it, and I think that especially with baseball, how guys get lost in the minors. I'm sure thousands and thousands of guys, studs in college.
Yeah.
And they just get kind of stuck down there and forgotten about. But whereas we see with the Japanese players, like I'm talking like the studs. They come here, Yamamoto, immediately.
Straight. He's pitching your second day. Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
He's
So
instantly in the rotation.
in fact, that's like
Kōdai Senga, he's immediate. Yeah.
I think that's where we see. I think that's why we would see GMs think, well, fuck, I can't worry about a guy that we can develop for 3 years and hope he becomes a good player or even a guy on our roster in MLB. So I think that's like the closest thing I could think of in my head where we see like elite college guys translate to the pros.
I'll agree. I mean, like I've always been kind of envious being baseball, the sport I like the most out of all these, where, like Justin Jefferson gets drafted. He's immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. And I'm not even talking about that he's great. Obviously, he's great. He's an all-time wide receiver.
Yeah.
But the fact that he just plays.
Guys, you were drafted. Cowboys drafted Tyler Guyton, and he was a 6'7", 300-pound tackle. And I'm like, I cannot wait to watch him day one.
Exactly, right?
You're right. It's never going to happen anywhere else.
That's what I'm saying is like, and even, the guys that are getting selected in the second round, probably going to be like their kickoff starters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the NBA, kind of the same thing. The first round, certainly. The second round, not so much. A lot of second guys playing in the G League.
G League, bouncing back.
But so in the MLB, I've kind of always been envious of those other sports because you get guys that come out of college and they're in the minors for like, I mean, how long was Trout in the minors for? 3-4 years?
He drafted 18.
At least 2 years.
Yeah, I would say like 2 years. And then
then that's a premier talent.
That was considered the fast track.
Yeah, that's
like he was on the fast track. Bryce Harper, same thing, fast track. But like I'm interested to see, like, or if I were to look at how many years did Corbin Burns play in the minors or stuff like that, or like, so I will say the MLB is kind of starting to get closer because I'd personally like to see it. I understand you got to run your business. I do like the minor league system.
Yeah.
But like, we got to get these guys that have hype on the games.
Mm-hmm.
You hyped up Paul Skeens so much, deserved the hype.
Yeah. Sure.
Immediately.
Get him out there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he might suck, but let's get him out there.
Yeah.
You're going to put asses in the seats. People are going to tune into this game to watch him.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, like, and Paul Skeens did come up quick, very quick.
Yeah. It was a record.
Dylan Cruz came up very quick.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys, I feel like it happens more often now, but I'm not a fan of these guys. Like Jackson Holliday was quick as well.
So Jackson Holiday was quick, but then he came up and had the worst start ever.
Well, that's where the difference of like college and high school.
That is true because he was a high school guy. So the most he was facing was his 95 at a showcase he did once a month.
Yeah, compared to literally 99.
And then his 3 times a week he was facing 80 poo from me on the mound.
And then you're out there. He's in the East. So you're out there and any pitcher in there is throwing 98 that has a horizontal break running like 18 inches. That like. But so I'd like to see it. Just like they might start off like Jackson Holiday.
Yeah.
But Jackson Holiday went down and then came back up, and he was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially for a 19-year-old. Yeah,
exactly. Like you're not expecting some 19-year-old to hit 300 and if he played 50 games, hit 15 home runs.
Yeah,
like that's not what you're expecting. But I'd like to see more capitalization on the hype of these first round picks. Like you have a lot of hype. We drafted this guy in the first round because we think he's our future. Yeah. Shit, let's find out if he's our future.
Yeah,
because Garrett Crochet was a guy that came up quick.
He came up quick.
Or Kopech came up quick, right?
Not Kopech. Kopech was in a trade. Crochet came up quick. He came up and was their closer right away. And then he went the next year to the Stars, became a starter. They developed a starter.
So but you're right. The Japanese league is the only thing we can get. And I think that now it's even going to get better because with the Japanese players that are coming over and producing in the MLB, kind of shows that maybe the Japanese league isn't a minor league.
Yeah, no longer 4A.
Maybe it's very major league light.
Yeah, we've moved past 4A.
So maybe it's very good. And it's obviously starting to translate. I mean, Yamamoto's a World Series champion. Kōdai Senga was second in Cy Young and Rookie of the Year his first year. Shōhei Ohtani's obviously Shōhei Ohtani.
Even the lesser guys like Seiya Suzuki are still great bats for the Cubs.
Yeah, I mean, Masataka Yoshida didn't have a great year, but he was still definitely serviceable.
Yeah, he came up in the middle lineup.
Plus, I'm not saying you don't have to, as in like it's an obligation, but like you're not signing these guys to $30 million contracts,
monster contracts. Yeah,
like I looked it up when we were talking the other day. Masataka Yoshida is making 15 mil.
Yeah,
I'd say the numbers he put up are worth 50 mil.
Yeah, if not close.
And it's going to get better. You would assume it's going to get better as he starts to translate more in the MLB.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think it's the closest thing, certainly.